All right, guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we're in the Dokkan Dark Ages right here. This is not unexpected. A shock. Oh my God, Dokkan's dying. Nothing like that. This is just how it goes. I mean, you could easily just say, oh, well, they shouldn't have that. The game makes $1 billion. Sure, but that's a different discussion, right? Like, yeah, talk to the CEO of Bandai or whoever it is that decides, right? Typically in this time frame, it's very dead, right? Like the end of the year for Dokkan Global, it was a little bit different, where Global would have their thank you celebration, which is very massive, but obviously that's pretty much done now. I mean, Global does still need to get Jiren, which we're going to talk about here. But the end of the year after Worldwide is typically where Dokkan's at its lowest point, right? And you know, kind of like right there for New Year's, it picks up. We go on Anniversary, and then there's Saiyan Day, you know, and we just keep momentum pretty much all the way until Worldwide, right? And then, you know, it kind of just repeats every single year. So typically, the start of November celebration is the worst. What they did this year, though, is they actually moved the heroes' characters up. Now, is that for any particular reason? I don't know. I think it's very likely to do with super divers, though. Like, it's not like Dokkan, I don't think Dokkan's, like, hiding anything. I don't think, like, there's, like, a massive, huge amount of content or boon or anything like that. I think we're just sitting in a period where things are just very quiet, moving into, you know, next month, right? So, we're going to talk about what could happen over this next week. Now, I've mentioned this a couple of times this month, that I was not sure what they were going to do on this week. Originally, I thought this week would be Super EZA Tech Beerus, but they dropped Tech Beerus last week along with, you know, Universe Tree Blue Goku and the other heroes characters. So this week, I don't know. I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm probably going to do another video talking about the possibility that maybe we could see like the Xenoverse characters EZA. So like Physical Mira, Tecto, and some of those units. We'll talk about that in a separate video. But if we look at this, so this is still, we're still like technically in the Lord Slug celebration, which it's this one specifically that's always the worst of the year, right? Where there's not very much content and it's just, you know, they have budget constraints. This is just where they put, you know, the lowest amount of the budget, right? And then there's obviously Super EZA Beerus, and we have Bojack. I do still need to do a tier list for those characters. Beerus obviously being the best TR in the game, I think easily by far, probably. Pretty insane character, honestly. So if we scroll all the way down, there is one thing in here that has not yet dropped, and that is a stage of Extreme Super Battle Road. So we're going to be seeing an Extreme Super Battle Road stage drop in a couple of days here, right? So we have that. That's one piece of content. Then if we jump over here, here's the Heroes campaign. If we scroll through, we have everything in here. We actually are still going to get this Burst Mode on the 21st. All right, so we're going to be getting Burst Mode for the God Trunks Dokkan event. Now, I think that there's a very good chance that for JP specifically, all we're going to get this week, Extreme Super Battle Road stage, God Trunks Burst Mode, and then this guy's Awakening right here. I had actually forgotten about this. I completely forgot. I saw Minato talk about it, and I was like, oh, shit, right. They mentioned that they're going to... Well, I guess... Well, I mean, it's kind of like in between. So, damn, I bet Frieza probably is going to awaken this week, but damn, maybe it's even in December, right? I guess that's possible. But yeah, Frieza's Dokkan Awakening is coming. Remember that Bardock, by the way, still needs another Dokkan Awakening. But Frieza needs to actually get his Dokkan Awakening. I don't look at this Frieza and think anything super highly of him or anything like that. I think the Bardock could actually become very good as an LR. This Frieza, though, I mean, it's, you know, like we're talking with the hero stuff where these free-to-play characters or characters have such low stats. It matters. It matters. Mostly for HP, but, you know, it'll come into play. So they're going to need to do stuff with this guy to make him a usable character. We'll see what's going to happen. I would say the thing that's the most notable about this guy is the fact that he's on Time Travelers. For obvious reasons, this is the only Frieza on Time Travelers, right? And this is just because this character is specifically from the Dokkan story mode. So, we'll see what exactly this character is going to be. Judging, by the way, by his categories, it's probably only just going to remain a Frieza, right? Sworn enemies being here means no cooler, and King Cold, I believe, is not on sworn enemies either, right? Dude, it's freezing. Yeah, King Cold. Bro, it's literally... Stop freezing. Yeah, King Cold is not on sworn enemies. So I think it's probably just going to be Frieza. So, very good chance JP is just getting Burst Mode, Extreme Super Battle Road Stage, and Frieza. Now, if we talk specifically about Global, I think Global could be feeling a little bit more in business because there is one last batch of content that Global does not have. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with this, but this did include a set of Purunga Dragon Balls, by the way. So, are they just going to, like, skip that for Global? Or they'll just add that in over the next couple of weeks for Global and this stuff drops? Hard to say. So there is 2 fights. The UI Goku fight, which is really not a difficult fight. The Evolution Blue Vegeta, Blue Kaioken Goku fight is 1,000 times harder than this UI Goku fight's pretty easy. Goku and Frieza, though, this fight, especially using the Heroes team around, like, Heroes doesn't really have trouble with, like, a lot of these fights. I mean, maybe, like, Super Gogeta or Super Genin, but, like, we'd lose a time or two to get it to win. But, like, the Heroes team is fine for a lot of the content. But it's once you get to this, because this is just one of the most ridiculous fights Silcon has ever released. And the reason is because you have Toxic Mechanic and a Toxic Mechanic and a Toxic Mechanic. You go from 17 locking into a 3 million Super Turn 1 boss, because of this as well, that cancels dodge, into the damage threshold boss that supers for 5.6 million when they're under 50% HP. It just makes, like, this is just a nightmare fight. And this is, the standard is the standard. This is the fight. We start here to judge characters. How good is a character? Starts with this. And then we can move from there. So Global getting this fight would be massive. Major, major W. Along with that would come Jiren. Jiren is a powerful character, but, it's a long time since this guy has come out, right? Since then, we have had, the Worldwide happen. Tons of crazy characters have dropped all over. I just don't have Jiren. I want to see my last LR tier list. Let me actually pull it up real quick. All right, guys, here's my last tier list. I don't know. I guess I did do one AGL Vegito Blue since then. I would probably move Broly up. Dude, it's hard. Damn, I never want to put Int Broly above AGL UI. I don't know. Maybe I'd move Int Broly up a little bit. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. The point is, okay, so since I dropped this, this is October 6th, I did this. I would not put any character in front of Jiren, now behind him, right? So, like, Jiren, at minimum, for me, I have as, the 12th best LR right here, and I would not put Jiren above any character in front of him. I wouldn't. Jiren is good, but the point with Jiren, whoops, right here, he's very crazy because of this. This is what makes him nuts to me. Now, if you guys have followed, along with me in the channel for a while, I absolutely love these types of characters, impenetrable defensive shields, right? So, like, I always liked Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the 8th anniversary character, because of their Spirit Bomb standby. I didn't give 2 shits about the damage they did in base because they were a glass cannon. Even the day they came out, they could get killed very easily, right? I love these. Now, Jiren literally gets to 100% damage reduction in this mode, which is literally untouchable. Cell Max can be power crept with his, active. Gogeta, right? The boss could cancel dodge. Beast, can be power crept with his active. Jiren cannot be power crept in this form. He can't. He literally has 100% damage reduction. He cannot be power crept in this form. Right? So, that is something. But I am not really that high on this guy. He's solid. slot 2, slot 3 character, can do, I mean, honest, probably very mediocre damage with no additionals. He could have a little bit of an attack break, but I mean, he's just a slot 2 or a slot 3 character, right? You go into a standby where, you know, you could have him in slot 2, he's at multiple turn support, or you could put him in slot 1 and take advantage of 100% damage reduction, right? And he's giving key and support. Like, he's good. I really like this. Full power Jiren, I'm not that high on him, man. Because, again, it's just like pretty much just a strong slot 2 character. We got a million of those. You know, go home. There's 50 at home. We don't need McDonald's. We don't need this guy. We got 50 that could just do exactly what he does. Transforms, right? His first turn, he has a scouter or whatever, which, I mean, cool. But it's just not, like, what this guy's doing is really not that impressive. I'm sorry. It's not. I don't know why. They should have made it turn 1 where he should have just had 100% damage reduction turn 1. So, like, look at this. 1 turn after appearing, scouter, and 11% damage reduction. Fuck the scouter. Get rid of it. Just give him 100% damage reduction his first turn. Why not? Why? That would have been like, oh my god. So, he potentially could be a character that can age mega well. Because then, it's like turn 1, he's super iffy, but then after that, he could just have 100% damage reduction the rest of the fight. But instead, I'm not high on this guy. If I'm using Jiren, I'm probably just sitting in this the whole time. And remember, here's the thing, chat. It's a charging standby, which means, you know, standby characters and domain characters can be power crept anytime. Because, you know, the standby is great when they're the best standby, but then there's a better standby, and oops, see ya. Right? So, keep that in mind. But this guy, being invincible, literally impervious to damage, is really good, obviously. Now, it's not just this, you know, the event, and then Jiren, but there's several free-to-play characters. These never released on Global. I don't know why. I have no clue, because I actually thought this guy was effective in the Legendary Existence mission of the Evolution Blue Vegeta and Blue Kaioken Goku stage. This guy was actually a little bit helpful. A decent free-to-play character for what he is. Then there's also Champa and Cyanel and Piranha, who are pretty trash. Then there's also the Reps of Universe 7 EZA, which we have right here. These characters right here. This is a sub-EZA. These units are pretty effective, but the thing about them is they are locked to the Reps of Universe 7 team, so they're not really, like, there's not a place to run them. Like, they're very good, but, I mean, I don't, like, a lot of times I think EZAs, you know, like, free-to-play players are not going to have, you know, all the summonable characters ready to go and blah, 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 blah. But I think it's a little bit different when the Reps Universe 7 team is built by LRs, which are years and years old, that everyone is going to have EZA'd. AGLUI Goku in Evolution Blue Vegeta, Physical Blue Kaioken Goku in Evolution Blue Vegeta. Like, players are going to have those characters because there's Dokkan Fest LRs who have continuously been on some of the best banners in the game's history. So unless you're a new player, you've got those units. So, I mean, that's why I think they made these sub-EZAs very effective, is because there's not really much of a place to run them, right? That's the thing with that. Okay, and then the last thing we could talk about, this could be for Global and JP. Like, I think if this happens, this will be for Global and JP. So the 3rd and 4th anniversary LRs right now. Remember, right now they're massively buffed. For a limited time, they're boosted. They're quite good. Very, very, very powerful characters. But here's the thing. These 4 units have not been obtainable. This is true, by the way, since the 7th anniversary. There's been nowhere to get them. They are the only characters who have been in limbo. Every other character, right? Like the worldwide download celebration, you know, like tickets and stuff like that. You could get all those characters. None of the Dokkan Fest LRs are available in those banners. And the 5th anniversary LRs have been on banners and stuff like that. These guys have just been gone for years. No way to obtain them. I don't know why. It made them impossible. Because I'm looking for these two. I don't have these guys TUR right now. I don't have it. So I've been waiting for them to come back, and they just have never come back, basically, since power levels became a thing. So there's that. Now, what I'm getting at with them being buffed for a limited amount of time, and then we've seen this. So this was during the worldwide download celebration. They said Gogeta is going to appear in a banner scheduled to be held after the worldwide ends. Well, I mean, worldwide has been over for, you know, a month and 2 weeks now. Where is it? And then for part 2, the Gammas were on a banner. right? And same thing. They're going to be on a banner after the worldwide download celebration ends. And then Physical Rose, they said he's about to show up in a banner. So it's like, where are all these characters coming? I think they could be teasing, to me, the return of these guys. Because while they're buffed for a limited time, players potentially would want to get them, I think. So that would be my guess for another thing we could see. Now, Global, let's say Global doesn't get Jiren this week. Next week is a Dokkan Fest, which both versions will get. So if Global does not get Jiren here, I think there's a very high chance Global would then just get Jiren right here, the first week of December. I would imagine Jiren and all that stuff is going to be in Global before December ends. So, I mean, we should be able to see pretty soon. So, let me know what you guys think. Pretty quiet period right now. But the boy Jiren could be showing up to Global, and some other stuff could be coming pretty soon. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks, guys, for watching. Mwah! And I'll catch y'all next time.